Hi everyone. So recently I've been showing a lot of interesting Yamashiro den blades, and I wanted to do a video to talk about this particular piece by Chiyozuru Iemasa. The Iemasa school begins with Yamashiro Rai, so it goes back to one of the great Yamashiro schools that were based in Kyoto, the Yamashiro Rai school. There were a few very early excellent schools that were famous in Yamashiro, beginning with the Sanjo school, represented by Sanjo Munechika, Kokaji Munechika, Yoshi-ie, you have Chikamura. Those are a part of the earliest of the smiths working in Yamashiro province or Kyoto during the Heian period, getting into earliest Kamakura. After Sanjo, you have a couple of individuals working in the Gojo school, and Sanjo and Gojo are named for the area of Kyoto that they worked. You have Sanjo Dori or Sanjo Street, and then you have Gojo Dori and Gojo Street. And on Gojo Street, the Gojo school, you have Kuninaga and Kaninaga. Then after those first two schools, you have the Wataguchi, you have the Ayanokoji, and then you have Yamashiro Rai. And Yamashiro Rai is the largest and most successful in terms of the length and the number of smiths of those early Yamashiro schools. Now, this smith, Chiyozuru Iemasa, comes out of that Yamashiro Rai lineage. When we hear somebody talking about Yamashiro Rai, typically we're talking about one of those early greats. The Yamashiro Rai school was said to have been founded by Kuniyoshi. There are no confirmed swords signed by Kuniyoshi that we can say definitively is by the founder of the school. And I'll also add that the school Rai is named for the kanji Rai to come, and the belief is that the founding smith Kuniyoshi may have come from Korea and brought his sword making craft to Japan. Because we don't have any swords that are definitively by Kuniyoshi, it is said that Kuniyuki, his son, was the true founder of the school, because we have a number of pieces by Kuniyuki that are signed and confidently attributed to him, and those are said to be, the earliest known and documented reference examples for the Yamashiro Rai school. Following Kuniyuki, we have Niji Kunitoshi and Rai Kunitoshi, who may or may not have been the same individual, but they are viewed as separate because, number one, it would be an extremely long working career, feasible but extremely long, and second, because there is a very strong transition or a difference of work styles between Niji Kunitoshi and Rai Kunitoshi. Niji Kunitoshi is generally known for more flamboyant choji-based hamon, and Rai Kunitoshi generally can be a bit quieter. So you're going from this elaborate choji, which in some ways resembles Ichimonji and Bizenden works, to more textbook and representative Yamashiro examples of Rai Kunitoshi, which may be more Sukuha based, but again, it is not one or the other, and there is certainly a transition and overlapping of work styles. So from Kunitoshi, there were a number of other smiths that were important following Kunitoshi, including Kunisue, Kunimitsu, Kuninaga, and others. I'm going to talk about the transition from Kunitoshi into the lineage that Chiyozuru Iemasa comes from. So either Kunisue, a student of Kunitoshi, or Kuniyasu were the smiths that created that branch out to the Nakajima Rai and then the Chiyozuru lineage of the Rai school, so the later Rai school. The belief is that Kuniyasu, Rai Kuniyasu, was either the son-in-law of Kunitoshi himself or the son and student of Kunisue. So that's how we branch out from the main Yamashiro tradition to this lineage of Kuniyasu, who was the individual that took the Rai tradition and brought it to other parts of Japan. Kuniyasu moved first to Nakajima, establishing the Nakajima Rai school, and then his descendants continued to Echizen with the Chiyozuru school. This smith worked in the very earliest part of the Muromachi period. So when we talk about the start of Muromachi, we're talking about the year 1394. The Oi period continues from the very end of the 1300s into the 1420s, and that represents the first stage of Muromachi. So the Chiyozuru lineage continued, and it wasn't like a pure Yamashiro tradition work style. You have midare, like we see in this blade. You have different kinds of hamon, different kinds of work styles, less representative of Yamashiro den. But the piece that I'm going to be showing today is an Ubu signed Tanto by Chiyozuru Iemasa. And it is rare to find Chiyozuru Tanto, extremely rare. This is the only one that I personally studied and had in hand. And this blade is a blade that dates from that beginning part of Chiyozuru working during the Muromachi period. The hamon, and I'm going to be adding in inset videos to show the work style in detail. The hamon is a generally midare ba style, so you have a few gunome at the very bottom, or bumped elliptical shapes of the hamon, and then it continues with a notade, and then it becomes irregular, going up through the top of the blade to a komaru, or a small circle within the bōshi, and a long turn back. And the blade itself has a jihara, or forging pattern, that is Yamashiro-like. So it's a very tight koitame. There's a few areas that are floating, and it has what we want to see in Yamashiro works in terms of the beauty of the jigane, or that base steel, where it is covered with nie. The steel is sparkling, and it has a beautiful appearance. The blade has almost a yoridoshi, or an armor-piercing feeling to it. It is quite thick in the kasane. It is relatively narrow in mihaba. It was made that way. It's a very healthy blade. And on the nakago, the blade has a 3-character inscription of Iemasa saku, were made by Iemasa. So very, very nice piece, extremely rare piece to see. Again, I don't recall ever having seen in person a Chiyozuru Tanto, but it's been a pleasure to study this one, and I will be sharing additional photos and videos on my channel in the near future. Thank you.